Land Rover Freelander 1997–2006. In 1988, British Aerospace acquired the Rover Group for $150 million, which allowed resources across Rover brands and Land Rover to be pooled differently, and the idea of developing a smaller Land Rover was more attainable than it could have been previously. When the board approved the Pathfinder project, it was codenamed CB40, after Canley Building 40, where the concept was initially developed. Remarkably, the new, compact Land Rover had become almost as long as the original Range Rover, that had been phased out just the year before, and even sported an inch, 2.5 centimeters, longer wheelbase. When BMW acquired Rover Group, they terminated the agreement, and instead funded production facilities at Solihull, making use of the Rover SD1 assembly hall, which had been inactive in the early 1980s, when Rover car production was moved to Cali. The Mk1 Land Rover Freelander was an instant hit and went on to become the biggest selling four-wheel drive model in Europe, with over 540,000 units sold over its 9-year lifespan. The Freelander became Europe's best-selling 4WD vehicle for 5 consecutive years after launch in 1997, and in 2016 Land Rover embraced it as its 8th heritage vehicle. There were a variety of models, based around 5-door estate and 3-door softback, semi-convertible, hardback, and commercial, van-like, versions. In 2004, Land Rover introduced an improved and upgraded version of the Mark I. Changes included a new interior and major external revisions, including a new face and rear. The 3-door model was available in E, S, Sport and Sport Premium trim, and the 5-door model available in E, S, HSE, Sport and Sport Premium trim. Engine choices included 1.8-liter i4 Rover K Series petrol, 1997–2006, badged as 1.8i, Cyrus, not sold in North America. 2.0-liter i4 Rover L Series diesel, 1997–2000, badged as D, ZD or ZE. 2.0-liter i4 BMW M47 diesel, 2001–2006, badged as HD4. 2.5-liter V6 Rover K V6 engine petrol, 2001–2006, badged as V6. Manual gearboxes dominated the early models, but automatic Tiptronic-style gearboxes, Jatco JF506E, became increasingly popular and were standard on the V6. The automatic Tiptronic gearbox was also available as an option on the TD4. The first-generation Freelander was marketed as a premium compact 4x4, and used in the 1998 Camel Trophy and participated in Land Rover's G4 Challenge. The vehicle represented a compromise because it did not have a low-range gear selection, nor a locking differential, as found on larger Land Rover models. This meant that in comparison to other Land Rovers, off-road performance was not as good. In comparison to similar models produced by other manufacturers in the same period of time like the Honda CR-V or the Toyota RAV4, however, the first-generation Freelander was far more competent off-road. It had more than 16 patented features, including the IRD or intermediate reduction drive, which acted as a front differential and fixed ratio transfer, the VCU or viscous coupling, which reacts to the differing rotational speed of the prop shafts, allowing varying torque across itself, and the hill descent control system, which was then implemented in the rest of the Land Rover range and even in the first-generation BMW X5. BMW is the parent company of Rover Group at the time of introduction of this model. This first generation also used a traction control system and a special version of ABS produced by Wabco, modified to assist driving in off-road situations. Lack of the MG Rover K18 and KV6 engines after the end of the MG Rover production led Land Rover to discontinue the model on August 31, 2005 in the US and Canada.